Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss pencil sharpeners. I've got a few different pencil sharpeners here, and I've got my color pencils, 4 different ones, and we are going to test out some of these pencils on some of the different pencil sharpeners. The pencil sharpeners that I have are some of the ones that are most popular amongst the coloring community. A lot of times you'll go into the Facebook groups and you'll see a lot of people asking what pencil sharpener is best for Prismacolor, or what pencil sharpener is best for polychromos. So the one thing that is really important to understand when we're talking which pencil sharpener is the best one to use is that that is a very general question, because it really depends on which pencils you're using. If you're using, say, a Prismacolor that has a much softer lead and is wax based, then the same pencil sharpener may not work as well with that pencil as it does with something like a polychromos, which has a harder lead and is oil based. So we are going to go over all of that today in this video, and I'm going to show you which pencil sharpener I feel works best on my pencils, depending on which ones they are. And I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm actually going to demonstrate them all so that you guys can decide for yourselves which one you like best. And of course, as always, I'll have everything linked for you to find easily down in the description box. If you enjoy videos like this and you would like to see more, please make sure you hit that little subscribe button down below. And don't just hit the subscribe button, but also click the little bell so that you always get notified of every video that I post. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up, because it really does help to support my channel and help my channel grow. And it also lets YouTube know what kind of videos that you enjoy, so that YouTube will suggest more videos like this to you. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so let's take a look at the pencils that we are going to test out today in this video. We have polychromos, then we have the Caran D'ache Pablo, then we have, of course, our Prismacolors, and then we have the Black Widows. Now, the reason I'm adding the Black Widows into this video is because I know a lot of you have found my channel because of my Black Widow videos, where I did all of the swatching, and I also did the unboxing and the blending test and everything else. If you would like to view those videos, I will put the link to those videos in a card up here in the corner here, and they will also be down in the description, and they will be easy for you to find. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let me show you the pencil sharpeners that I have. So the first one I have is the Derwent Super Point. The next one I have is this 401 Coomb sharpener. And then, of course, I have the Teagall, because this is the pencil sharpener that everybody in the coloring community, if you go to a Facebook group or you watch somebody's video on pencil sharpeners and what is best for color pencils, or you go into a Prismacolor group, everybody suggests this pencil sharpener. And it does come in a couple different colors. I have a blue one and a pink one because I used to take my coloring out with me everywhere I'd go in a bag. So I had one to take with me, and I had one to keep at my desk. But these are the pencil sharpeners that I used for the longest time. And this is why I'm making this video, because I have found better pencil sharpener than the Teagall. And then I have this little pencil sharpener, and this one is a Coomb as well, just like this blue one. This one is the Coomb Magnesium Alloy Metal One-Hole Steel Blade Pencil Sharpener. And you can find this one on Amazon for like $4. So it is a really cheap pencil sharpener. And a lot of these are pretty cheap. The only one that is a little bit more is going to be the Derwent Super Point. But I'll show you why this one is more expensive. A lot of these others are just very small, little handheld. You can put them in your pocket, and plastic. except for this one. This one is steel. Okay, so how about we start with the Teagall? And I really want to talk about this pencil sharpener because this one is so highly suggested by everybody, and most people really love it. But recently I've seen a lot of comments in some of the coloring groups, people talking about how it's just breaking their leads. And I will say that I ordered 150 set of Prismacolors. You guys know that Prismacolors are my absolute favorite pencil to work with. And they're a wax-based pencil, and we all know they're very soft. And so they're a very gentle pencil, and you have to be very careful with them. If you drop them, you're going to have a broken lead. And you could accidentally just break the lead all the way through the core. And we all know when we put them back in the pencil sharpeners, we try to sharpen them, and they continually just keep breaking and breaking and breaking. And I literally, with my chocolate pencil from that original 150 set that I purchased, I just kept grinding away, and it just kept breaking, and it was brittle, and I could not fix it at all. And it was the Teagall sharpener that I continued to just keep using because that's all I had at the time. So I even, when I used the pencil sharpener, you are supposed to actually turn the sharpener and not the pencil. And so I was doing it correctly, because that is the way that you should be doing it. When you're using the handheld sharpeners, you should always turn the pencil sharpener like this and hold your pencil still. Let me show you. Let's start with the Prismacolors. And when I did the Prismacolors in here, I always put it on 2, because 2 is going to give you the shortest lead, and it's not going to grind away as much of your pencil. So if you put it in the Teagall sharpener, you would turn the sharpener like this. And I don't know, to me that's kind of difficult. And see, it's not really doing a whole lot to my pencil. My pencil still looks the same as it did when I started, and I feel like I am pushing up against the lead. See, look, nothing. And I don't know what happens to these pencil sharpeners. I'm thinking that something happens to them over time, because my pink one, if I use it on this one, and let me make sure it's on 2. It is on 2. But if I turn this, like, it's not doing anything. I literally can feel it not doing anything. And I've used both of these just as much, and they just were not working for me anymore. And if you push your pencil in, you're doing damage to your pencil, especially a Prismacolor. So that wasn't working for me anymore, and I had just had it. So I was ready to move on. So I went searching for another pencil sharpener. Okay, so how about we start with our Coomb 4-in-1. Now this pencil sharpener has 4 slots. It's got 2 here, and then on the other side it's got 2 here, and it houses all the pencil sharpener or pencil shavings on the inside, which is really convenient if you don't want to keep a little cup around all the time, which I do tend to do because I have this other one that is also a Coomb, and of course I need my little cup for my pencil shavings. From my experience with this particular pencil sharpener, I know that this hole on this one is the one that tends to work well with most colored pencils, or the ones that I have at least. But this is a polychromos, so make sure you turn your pencil sharpener when you're sharpening. This one is much easier to handle than the Teagall just because of its shape. Okay, so this is the lead that we're going to get from that one, and that's a polychromos, and it actually feels like it's working. Like if I turn this, y'all can hear that, right? But that's a beautiful tip. Okay, so that's the polychromos. Next we are going to try the Caran D'ache Pablo in the same sharpener, and we are going to put it in the same hole. And I am just going to turn my pencil sharpener. Yeah, there's a much better grip on this one than there was on the Teagall, and I would just assume it's because of the shape. It's much easier to handle. But this one worked well on that one, and that is the tip that we're going to get on that one too. So let's move on to a Prismacolor. Look at that beautiful lead. Now see with the Prisma up, look at that. So yeah, you see there? So see, some of these, like I was saying earlier, just because it works for one pencil does not mean that it is going to work well for another pencil, because this one is a Prismacolor, and like I told you before, they're very, very soft and they're very easy to get pressure breaks. So that's what happened there with that one. So I would not use my Prismacolors with this pencil sharpener. And then let's move on to the next one. And we are going to do a Black Widow. You guys know I had to include the Black Widows in this pencil sharpener test. But you can hear that. And see, these are wax based just like the Prismacolors, but they are a harder lead, and they sharpened very nicely in this pencil sharpener. So I think you guys can see what I'm saying now when I say that just because a certain pencil sharpener works well for one pencil doesn't necessarily mean it works well for the other one. So let's try the Teagall on some of these other pencils. And I'm just opening it up because sometimes you have to be really careful with the Teagall pencil sharpeners, because I don't know if you guys can see in there, but sometimes they get a lead or something stuck up in the blade, and that is what causes them to mess up. And I don't see anything, or maybe I do see something in there. No, I don't see anything in there. So it looks okay. So we are going to try, put it back on. So we are going to try, I think I used this one already. So we are going to try a Polychromos, and we are going to put it, I have it on 2. And see, this is not, it's not working. And I don't know if it is just my, yeah, let me try the other one. Here, let me switch this. There we go. So I think we already had it at a 2. But see, it's already, yeah, no, it doesn't sound anything like the other ones. You don't hear that, like, there we go. Okay, so that's what a 4 is going to give you. And I don't know if I'm looking at this right. It looks like my lead is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the lead is just not perfectly like the way that it should look when it came out of a pencil sharpener. It's kind of slanted inward here. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Okay, let's try this one now on 3 with my Pablos. And I can already tell you, because these pencils are hexagonal, that it's not going to work with these. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's that. I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this one. Like, you can hear it. It's working. And that is the lead that it's going to give me. And see, now that I've used some of these other pencil sharpeners, I don't know, like, to me that's not a sharp enough lead. Now that I've used some of these other pencil sharpeners and I've had experience with them, this is not my go-to pencil sharpener anymore at all. Now this is a Black Widow, and I have it on 5 just so that the lead will change, because I think it was already like a 2 or a 3. And this seems to be working okay with the Black Widow. But, I mean, it's, you could hear it in the pencil sharpener and it's actually working, but I feel like I have to push up against it for it to work. And look at my lead. See how it's kind of flat at the tip? I don't know if my camera's focusing that well, but I don't know. I'm just not all about the Teagalls anymore. I know a lot of people still are, but I have found better, and I'm going to show you. So we used this one. This is not my favorite. It works, but it does not work on Prismacolors. I would not suggest this for a Prismacolor because it will break your lead. It works on the harder oil-based pencils like a Polychromos. This one I just really don't suggest anymore. And so let's move on to the next one. This little guy right here is a Coomb Magnet magnesium alloy metal, one hole with a steel blade. This is a really good quality pencil sharpener, and I paid $4.39 for this, guys. $4.39. This has become one of my favorites, and I'm going to show you why. Let's move on to, here, let's start with Polychromos. I have not put a Polychromos in this pencil sharpener yet. So let's see how it works on the pencil sharpener if I change my mind. And this one, because it is so little, it's easy to just turn around the pencil. It's a little more difficult for me to do this on camera because I've got my camera and my tripod right next to me, so it's kind of in the way of my arm. But look at that. Look at that beautiful sharp lead, and it's not really short. It's still kind of medium in length, and it is beautiful. But that's Polychromos. Now let's try this one on a Pablo pencil. Now, just so y'all know, the Pablo pencils and the Black Widow pencils are hexagonal pencils. So, and then, yeah, so then the other two, the Prismacolor and the Polychromos, are round pencils. So I don't know if that really makes a difference. I don't think it makes much of a difference, but let's see what kind of lead we get here. Okay, so you could see on my Pablos, this gives it a nice, beautiful lead as well. And then move that one over here since we already used it. Okay, let's try Prismacolor. And we are going to use this one that we totally lost our lead on. And I want this one to be closer to the camera so you guys can see, because I know how popular the Prismacolors are and how all of us are looking for pencil sharpeners for our Prismacolors. But let's see if this fixes our pencil. You guys can hear that, I hope. I'm trying to be quiet so you guys can hear how it sounds on the wood, so you can tell that it actually is working. Look at this. So I think this may save our pencil. I would be able to turn it a lot faster if I didn't have my tripod right in the way of my arm, and I don't want the video to be shaky, so yeah, I'm working with what I got here. Okay, so let's see this. Look at that. This was a lead that I was having issues with, y'all. And I thought this was going to be another pencil that I would just be grinding away and grinding away and grinding away. Now, as you can see, I used it in this Coomb pencil sharpener, and this lead's not going anywhere. So it did not break all the way through, and it gave it a point again. Is that not amazing? This little thing cost $4.39. And again, I will have that linked down in the description so that you guys are able to find it. And now we have our Black Widow. Let's see how it does on this one. Look, you can hear how well it's working. And look at that. It's perfect. It's not, the lead is not all funky looking and rounding in or anything like that on that last pencil sharpener, like it was with the last pencil sharpener I used. And it didn't break. But yeah, this pencil sharpener really is amazing. And $4.39. Like, you can buy so many of them and keep them everywhere. The only downfall to that is you've got to keep a copper. You're going to literally have pencil shavings all over the place. Look at my hands. So I've got a Pablo, a Black Widow, a Prisma, and a Polychromos. On this one, I can use one that I already sharpened on something else, because this one does give it a different lead, and you'll see what I mean. But it comes like this, and it comes with this little clamp so that you can clamp it nicely onto your desk so that it could stay in place. And usually I always have it clamped on my desk. So the way this one works is you pull this out. See? And then let's start with the Pablo. You push this. You put this in, and then you crank it like this. And now the whole idea of this is that when it has a nice sharp lead, it is supposed to stop. Like, see, it doesn't go anymore, so you know it's done. So you pull it out. Look how beautiful. And I mean, I love this pencil sharpener, but it does use a lot of your lead and give you the super, super sharp pencil, sharp lead. So if you're going to use this one, what I like to do, if most of you know that these Caran D'ache pencils, like, I paid a lot of money for these, and this pencil sharpener works really nicely, and I love the lead that it gives. But really, I am just grinding down my pencils, because to get that kind of lead, you are using a lot of your pencil. So what I like to do is I like to sharpen it with this. Then when I need to freshen it up, I come back with this one. And of course, it's not going to give me the same long lead, but it is going to freshen it up. And then I just kind of switch back and forth. But that works best for me. Okay, so let's try this one with the Polychromos. You could hear how well this one works. And this is a round pencil, so see, you have to check it with these, because like how it worked on the Pablo, where it just automatically stopped and stopped grinding at the pencil, you can tell that it was done. But on this one, it's got a nice sharp lead, but I would only do it maybe 3-4 I would do maybe 3 or 4 cranks at the most, and then just pull it out on your own. But that is the beautiful lead that it gives to a polychromos. Okay, now let's go to a Black Widow. I don't think I've used the Black Widows yet in this pencil sharpener, but you can hear it. It's working. And I think this one, it should automatically stop for me. Maybe not. Yes, it didn't automatically stop for me. So on this one too, you have to, the only one it actually stops and you could tell that it is done and you've got a sharp lead is the Pablo pencils. And I don't know what it is about that, maybe because of the hexagonal shape, but then these are hexagonal too. So I don't know, but look at that beautiful lead. Okay, so now we have the big test and we are going to put our Prismacolor in here and see if this saves our Prismacolor pencil. No, see, this Prismacolor just keeps on breaking. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to come back over here with this little guy, my Coomb, and I'm going to see if I could save it with this. I think this video turned out really great because I think this video shows you exactly what so many of us go through and, you know, with our Prismacolors, because this is the main pencil that everybody's asking, like, what pencil sharpener do I use? I wanted to add in the other ones because I wanted to show you that it's not about what pencil sharpener to use. It is about what pencil sharpener you're using with which pencil. So as you can see, this is not broken anymore. This is not even soft. This is not even crumbling. Look what saved me. Again. So if you guys want to know what my absolute favorite pencil sharpener is, because most of you know that I use Prismacolors most of the time, this little tiny $4.39 pencil sharpener is my absolute favorite. And I am going to buy some more Coomb pencil sharpeners because a lot of them are so super cheap. And I am going to, I think, do a video specifically on Coomb pencil sharpeners and just compare all the different Coomb pencil sharpeners and see exactly what I could come up with and which one ends up working the best. But right now, this one is Coomb as well, and you saw that this one didn't work very well with our Prismacolor, but this one has saved me so many times. So as far as Prismacolor go, this is, in my mind, or in my opinion, the best pencil sharpener. But as far as all these other pencil sharpeners, like the Derwent Super Point, I absolutely love. But it does give you a very sharp point, and if you are worried about the amount of money you spend on your pencils and you don't want to be grinding away your pencils on some of them, aside from the Pablos, you do need to stop it yourself and only do, I would say, maybe like 3 turns. And I have put my Prismacolors in here, and I use my Prismacolors in this pencil sharpener, and it does not always break them. But the other thing I noticed is, look what it does. This is from that pencil sharpener. And I don't like that it does that to my pencils because I value my pencils and I really love my pencils. And so this is very, a very light version of it, I guess I would say, because some of my other Prismas are really messed up from this pencil sharpener. So this pencil sharpener works great on the Pablos. It's fabulous for the Pablos. Like, perfect. Like, my dream pencil sharpener if you're sharpening your Pablo pencils. But I would use this, and then I would come back and I would refresh with this. And it works fantastic on the polychromos. And again, I would use this and then come back and refresh with this. As far as my Prismas, this is what I use for my Prismas. This is my new absolute favorite pencil sharpener. And I think everybody that has Prismas needs one of these because this has saved me so many times, and that's why I wanted to make this video. And this video turned out to be really great because you guys were able to see exactly what we always run into, the problem that we always run into with our Prismacolors. And so I'm glad that I was able to test it out on the other pencils as well to show you the differences. And that it's not about which pencil sharpener is best, because you can see that some of these work with other pencils. They just don't necessarily work with the Prismas because they are so soft. And I was so glad to discover this because I was literally grinding away all my Prismas, and I went and bought another 150 set just for replacements because these Teagall pencil sharpeners were killing me. Like, they were just destroying my Prismacolors. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up down there because it does help my channel out a lot, and it will suggest this video to other people that are actually interested in this kind of content. Make sure that you do subscribe if you like this video, and also turn on your bell notifications, because if you turn on your bell notifications, you will get notified every single time I post a video and not just on random videos that you may be interested in. But if you enjoy my content, I really appreciate it if you do that for me. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy coloring. Bye.